Marcia Richardson and senior Erica Wheeler, and we'll open up to questions.
Erica, can you tell us what happened and when you got hurt and what your first thought was when you had to be carried off the floor?
Well, I was going up for a rebound and I came down on her foot, and then I guess I rolled it. But when I went down, I knew that I was coming back. I wasn't going to stay out, whether it was hurting or not. I was going to play as long as coach let me. But that was the main thing. I just
you
rolled
knew it
it.
wasn't that serious.
No, my tolerance for pain is real low. So once I know the pain, I'll be fine.
Can you talk about, either of you or both of you, talk about the job you guys did on Sugar Rogers? I mean, the top scorer in the country goes 3 for 20. I'm sure everybody had a hand in that. Just what's the keys there for when you're playing a scorer like that?
Well, that was the main goal. Just as long as we keep Sugar Roberts under, you know what I'm saying, the points that she scored, and I think we did a great job on that, and recovering out on her when she was open or taking the switch when it was needed. So I think we did a great job as a whole and as a team. And coach stressed to them on practice that if we need to take the switch, and I think we did well with that.
What does it say about you guys as a team that after the leading scorer goes down, you guys were able to step up and make that run?
It definitely says a lot about us, and it definitely says that we execute what coach told us in practice. And I think that we did great as a team going by the scout report that we had all week. So that was good.
Shekinah, do you sense, I mean, you scored 7 points in the final 4 minutes of the first half when it looked like Erica was hobbling. Did you sense the team needed a guard to kind of pick it up there?
Right. You know, we had to pick up the intensity, and I just thought to attack and do anything I can do just to pick up the slack for the few minutes that she was out.
Well, Shaquem, could you also talk about the defensive job that you did on Rogers?
Like Erica said, you know, it was all about just containing her, having her take difficult shots, and I think as a team we all did pretty well with that, and taking switches, like Erica said.
Shaquinah, how does it affect you personally when Erica Wheeler isn't out there completely healthy?
It's just like everybody else has to step up, basically. You know, we just got to pick up that slack, and, you know, we know she's a fighter, so we fight for her. No, you know, that's our senior. You know, we got to go out there and do what we have to do until she get back, and you know she was coming back.
Coach, was there something you guys saw in film or a way to attack Rogers? Was there because, I mean, she hasn't had, that was her season low in points. She doesn't shoot 3 for 20. I mean, anything you guys saw that you threw at them that?
No, nothing special, except that we very seldom, if ever, I don't know that we played 55 the whole game, but we get down to the last second. And a lot of times I don't do that because it tires you out, for one, and it stretches the bench. Everybody's got to play, whether they offensively can get done what we need to have them get done or not. But we were, because Georgetown is an outstanding defensive team, they are, then ours was a matter of who was the better defensive team. So it was a matter of us really putting on, throwing our 55 and let's see if they're going to do their full court press. So I think that's what you saw. But I thought that Essie started off on her. She did a great job wherever she was trailing her. But she got different looks because, you know, as Erica was saying, they were switching off. At some point, Keena was on her. So she's looking at maybe Essie in her size, and then she looked at Keena, and then she was going, you know, to 6'1", Kalia Copper. So she kept seeing different bodies, different sizes that were coming at her. And she was the only player that anytime she attempted to get a screen, we were showing high. Which probably looked to her like we were trapping. And when you're a great player and you know that it's your business, your job to shoot, then you do whatever you can to do that. It wasn't that the other players didn't, because I think that the other people stepped up for her. You know, it's an outstanding team, and so I want to compliment Georgetown and the coach and the great effort. It's just that we just were all over her, and I think that this team takes a lot of pride in its defense. And Chelsea Lee had made a comment to the coach last year when we lost. It had an embarrassing loss at Georgetown that this would never happen again. And he reminded me of that this summer. He said, Chelsea Lee, you know, said this was not going to happen again. So I think she made good on that. I think Mo in her rebounding. But one of the good things is because we substituted as we did, it didn't make Chelsea have to play every second because that's hard as heck to be on the front of that 55. That's the hardest working position. But it allowed us to then, you started to see Kalia, and then Mo was able to come in and do her thing. And so when Chelsea comes in, she's much more rested. So we went deeper in the bench, even so far as Rachel came in, and she was giving us another presence. So they started seeing now a 6'6" that was on the front of the press, and I'm happy with the way this turned out because I do believe that the team will always believe that the 55 can take care of us.
Well, Vivian, could you also talk about Copper a little bit? You know, she was very active on the boards. I thought she made a substantial contribution there a little.
She's an incredible athlete. I mean, she is an incredible athlete, very gifted. And we just changed her position about 2 weeks ago, which she can't thank me enough for. And I'm happy about that change as well. She just kept saying, thank you so much. Oh, my God. Because, you know, she initially came out of school wanting to be a perimeter player. But I know that it's extremely difficult to be a perimeter player when you're used to playing underneath the rim and, you know, along the baseline. But I thought I would give her a chance to do that, aside from the fact that we are short, which is never happening. We always are short when it comes to posts. This year we've got like 4 or 5 people that are 5, 6 people that are playing that, and because Brianna is hurt, it really has helped, you know, hurt us. And because if in this game you saw 4 guards, we were really running 4 guards and 1 post. So that's the position where we were hurting at more, but we saw things in practice where she would run the floor so well, and the team seemed to be very confident. And she does a great job of finishing. She's going to finish. If you give her that shot, anything along that baseline, she can do that. So she seemed so much more comfortable that we thought that we would open our game up by allowing these guards to dribble penetrate more, getting them the open shots and the looks. And even though she's thin, you know, she gets up and rebounds. It's just like that pass. One pass that didn't get to her, but another pass that the guards are making to her. She's, yeah, it takes an athlete, a tremendous athlete, to get up in the air and catch it like that and still try to finish it and get something out of it, basically, that foul shot.
Any other questions? Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks.